Well, the significance of today is after 1,000 days, the Prime Minister has admitted we aren't protecting kids from gambling, and we have allowed sport and foreign multinational gambling bodies to actually merge. A response that is not enough, but at least in the nation that has the greatest gambling harm in the world, at least we've had a response.
So, which elements are not included in the changes?
Well, we are still having three gambling ads an hour. The Murphy report said no, don't have any. Would we be happy if there were three cigarette ads an hour, another legal adult product, and said, oh well, job's done. We've got it down to three cigarette ads an hour. Same applies with gambling. We've put the pressure on parents and kids to opt out. The pressure should actually be on the gambling companies. Uh, Opting out takes a bit of work to find. Why haven't we done what European nations have done? They've just said, no, you're not having gambling ads. The pressure is on the gambling companies. You can still gamble, but kids aren't going to be seeing this. So whether it's iPads or a parent's account, social media, kids are still going to be seeing gambling ads. And that's what Murphy said to stop.
But are there elements within these reforms that you do like? What'll work well?
Great to see gambling logos off football jerseys. Great to see it getting out of sponsorship of grounds and signage. Happy that, we're not allowing gambling ads in school pickup hours. But look, the truth is 600,000 12 to 17-year-olds gambled illegally last year in Australia. That's more kids gambling on sport than playing soccer and basketball combined. We know that once they hit 18, the number gambling jumps from about 30% of the cohort to 50% of 18 to 24-year-olds, doing huge devastation. And these are foreign multinational betting companies. Sportsbet, the biggest, taking 2.2 billion out of Australia each year without one shop or outlet. So we have generational locked in ideas that you can't watch a football game without thinking multi. Generational in terms of grooming kids and now young people. We really do need to address this problem, which has begun today by banning those gambling ads, as Murphy said.
Why do you think the recommendations of that Murphy report were not adopted in full, Tim?
Because of three big gorillas. The big gorillas of the foreign sports betting companies, all licensed in the Northern Territory, billion-dollar companies, because of the big gorilla of AFL and NRL, each getting about 50 million now from gambling ads. And the third big gorilla, free-to-air 9 and Channel 7 particularly, and Fox, who all are very reliant on gambling ads. So even though 70% plus of the population wants a ban on gambling ads, those three big gorillas' vested interests is why we saw a timid response.
And were you aware that the Prime Minister was going to announce these gambling reforms today?
No, but I credit the Minister for Communication. She rang me and informed me this morning before they were announced. So I thank her for doing that.
Tim Costello, thanks for coming on and speaking to us today.
Thank you.